Good morning, this is Kavipriya, Assistant Professor, EC Department. I am going to deliver a topic President Rule from the subject Indian Constitution. So president rule is nothing but Article 356. So Article 356 of Constitution of India is based on the Section 93 of Government of India Act 1935. According to the Article 356, president rule can be imposed on any state of India on the grounds of failure of the constitutional machinery. This is of two types. If the president receives a report from state governor or otherwise is convinced or satisfied that the state situation is such that government cannot carry on the governors according to the provisions of the constitution. Second one is Article 365. As per 3 article, president rule can be imposed in any state if the state fails to comply with all the directions given by the union on matters it is empowered to. In simple words, president rule is when the state government is suspended and the central government directly administer the state through the office of the governor. The governor is appointed by the central government. So it is also called as a state emergency or constitutional emergency. So, in president rule, the parliamentary approval is necessary for the imposition of the president rule on any state. The proclamation of president rule should be approved in both the houses of the parliament within 2 months of its issue. The approval is through a simple majority. The president rule is initially for a period of 6 months. Later, it can be extended for a period of 3 years with parliamentary approval every 6 months. The 44th Amendment of the Constitution 1978 brought in some constraints of the imposition of the president rule beyond a period of 1 year. It says that president rule cannot be extended beyond 1 year unless there is a national emergency in India. The Election Commission of India certified that it is necessary to continue the president rule in the state because of the difficulties in conducting the assembly elections of the particular state. What happens after a president rule is imposed? The governor carries on with the administration of a state on behalf of the president. He or she takes the help of the state chief secretary and other advisors and administrators whom he or she can appoint. The president has a power to declare that the state legislator's power would be exercised by the parliament. The state legislative assembly would be either suspended or dissolved by the president. When the parliament is not in session, the president can promulgate ordinance with respect to the state's administration. When is president rule imposed? It is seen that the president's rule has been imposed when any one of the following circumstances has occurred. The state legislature is not able to elect a leader as a chief minister for the time prescribed by the state governor. Breakdown of coalition in the state government that leads to the CM having minority support in the legislature, and the CM is unable to prove his majority within a time prescribed by the governor. A no confidence vote in the state legislative assembly leading to the loss of a majority. Postponement of election owing to the unavoidable reasons such as natural disaster, epidemic or war. And the last important circumstance is Article 365. When can the revocation of a president rule happen? President rules can be revoked any time after such proclamation has been made by a subsequent proclamation by the president. A proclamation of revocation does not require approval by the parliament. This occurs when the leader of a political party produces letter indicating majority support for him in the assembly and stakes his claim to form the state government. And there are certain factors which indicate the misuse of Article 356. Although it was meant only as to preserve the integrity and unity of a country, it had been used bluntly to oust the state government who were ruled by the political opponents of the centre. It was used for the first time in 1951 in Punjab. Between 1966 and 1977, Indira Gandhi's government used it about 39 times against various states. In the S.R. Bommai case 1994, the Supreme Court of India put forth strict guidelines for the imposition of the Article 356. The proclamation is subject to judicial review of the grounds of mala field intention, and the imposition of Article 356 should be justified by the centre. The court has a power to revive the suspended or dissolved state government if the grounds for the imposition is found to be invalid and unconstitutional. The State Assembly cannot be dissolved before parliamentary approval for the imposition of the Article 356, and the President can only suspend the Assembly. There have also been subsequent judgments of Supreme Court that have been limited the room for the misuse of the article. So that's all about the president rule. We have seen what is a president, what is his article 365 and what is his president rule, and what happens after the president rule is being get imposed, and when is the president rule is being get imposed, and when it can be revoked, and what are all the misuse of the article 365. Thank you.